and triangles. So there is a postulate that says if you have a line and a point that's not on that line, how many lines do you think you can put through that point that will be parallel to this line? Exactly one. Okay, there is only one line that you can put through that point that will be parallel to the given line. That's called the parallel postulate. You don't need to memorize that or anything, but just a good rule of thumb for you. This is the only line that will be parallel to our purple line, okay? Second theorem, this one you're going to use a ton. It's called the triangle angle sum theorem. Okay, and this is the one I just showed you with the interior angles in a triangle. We said the sum of the interior angles will always be what? 180. Okay, so the interior angles, in other words, if this is x, y, and z, we'll say, okay, x plus y plus z will equal 180, or we're going to say the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C will always equal 180. Okay, and just like I showed you, if you rip those three angles apart and put them all together in one vertex, it's going to make a straight line. It's going to add up to 180. Another way that you can think about this is if I have a triangle, I'm going to go back up to that top picture here for a second. You don't necessarily need to write this down, but I just want you to see how this works out. Because we know these lines are parallel, this angle here would be the same as which angle? A, B, C, D, or E? That's really messy. Sorry, my parallel line is there. It'd be the same as A, right? Those would be alternate interiors. So we know those are the same. And then E would be the same as C. So A plus B plus C will always equal 180, which is the three angles of your figure there. So triangles always add up to 180. Okay, good with that? Okay, that being said, let's do this problem. You have a triangle here. Sorry if this is not drawn to scale. Yeah, it's not going to be drawn to scale. If this is A, B, C, and D, and then what we know in this picture, this is 59 degrees. This is 43 degrees. This is X. This is Y. This is Z. And this one up here is 49 degrees. Okay, so based on what we've talked about so far, you should be able to tell me every one of these angles. Can you tell me any of them right now? Or how you could find them. If you can't do the mental math, that's okay. Chloe. Right, so we know that 59 and 43 and X should add up to 180, right? So if we add these two together, you get, what is that, 102? So we're going to take away the 102 so that X is equal to 78 degrees, okay? So we know X, and here's a helpful little hint with these types of problems. Usually if you write your numbers in, you see more, because that X actually helps you, if you want it to find your Y. You don't have to go that route. There are other ways to get there, but you could find Y right now. Jay. Oh, you're fancy. Jay's teaching you a theory or a theorem to come. Jay said, if you take these two and add them together, you'll get y. You think that's true? It is true. Here's the deal. 78 and y make a straight line here, right? They are supplementary. So y would be 180 minus 78, or 102. Okay, that's your y value. If you look, 43, 59, and 78 are supplementary. So these two have to equal this in order for them to, supplementary is the wrong word because it's supposed to be two angles, but in order for them to add up to 180, they have to have the same value, right? So that is correct. Fancier than I needed, but that is correct. So the other idea is you can just take the fact that they are a linear pair, right? If they form a straight line, these two angles right here have to add up to 180. So you could go that route. Or you could have not even found y yet, and you could have jumped right to z. Do you see a way you could have found z? Jason?
You had 43 and 49 together, and what's that number you add that 50?
Right.
So subtract that number from 20.
Good. So if you look at this triangle, instead of the smaller triangles, just look at it as one big triangle. Your angles are those two together, the 59 and z, right? So we could say that 59 plus 43 plus 49 plus z make up a triangle, so that has to add up to 180. So you could have set it up that way to solve for your z. If you do that, subtract 59, 43, and 49, or take the sum of them and then subtract that from 180, that comes out to z being 29 degrees. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that you could get to your end result. Another way you could have done right here is if we did already find y, look at this triangle then. Y is 102, this is 49, z would have to be adding up to 180 with the 102 and the 49. So lots of ways to get there. You pick the one that you see first, or the one that you think is easiest, and get there that way. Okay, questions on that? Just keeping in mind a triangle will always add up to 180. Okay. Okay. The theorem that Jay just taught you is what we're going to do next. And that one is this. You will have a triangle. Okay. If I give you an angle here, an angle here, and an angle there. So angles 1, 2, and 3. First of all, you need to know angle 1 here is called an exterior angle. And exterior angles can get, like, they're going to ask you some questions at the beginning of the lesson, at the beginning of the homework about exterior angles. So I just want you to see what is an exterior angle and what is not an exterior angle, okay? Angle 1 is an exterior angle. If I were to extend this side, then angle 4 would also be an exterior angle. Angle 5 is not. Okay, the reason angle 5 is not exterior is an exterior has to be the extension of one side and the actual side of the triangle on the other. Okay, so if you look here, this is the side of the triangle, here's my extension. Or if you look at angle 4, this is a side of the triangle, here's my extension. Okay, 5 would be both extensions, not at all a side of the triangle, so that's not an exterior angle. It's actually equal to the other interior angle, right? So an exterior angle, like if I gave you this picture, if this was 8, 9, and 10, which of those three are exteriors? 8 and 10, right? So 9 is not, 8 and 10 are, okay? Okay, so those are exterior angles, and then these are called remote interior angles. What do you think of when you hear remote? What? Isolated. What did you say, Jason? television, okay? Both of those things work. A remote, you can turn on the TV from far away, right? You don't have to be next to the TV. You can do it from a distance. Isolated, like a remote desert island, is isolated. It's off by itself. It's not near where you are. So remote interior angles relate to the exterior angle. And here's how it goes. You will have 3 interior angles, right? The 2 remote interiors are the 2 that are not touching the exterior that you're referring to. So we're looking at, for instance, if angle 1 is my exterior angle, this angle here, the little dot, is not remote. It's right next to it. Okay, so your remote interior angles would be the 2 angles that are not touching that exterior angle. Does that make sense? Okay, so here's the theorem that Jay just informed you of. This is called the triangle exterior angle theorem. Sorry, I'm just drawing triangles for the word triangle. Are you all clear on that? You may write the word if you would like to write the word. Triangle exterior angle theorem. What it says is this. The measures of each exterior angle of a triangle measure of each exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of its remote interior angles. Okay, in other words, I'm just going to redraw that picture without all the scribbles everywhere. If this is angle 1, and this is angle 2 and angle 3, we would say the measure of angle 1 is going to equal the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. Okay, and just to reiterate, think about what that means. 2, 3, and 4 have to add up to 180. 1 and 4 also have to add up to 180, right? That means that these 2 together have to be the same as that 1 by itself, okay? So if you see a triangle, you can add the 2 remote interiors, so 2 plus 3, and it will always equal the exterior alone, okay? Okay, so a couple examples, and then we're done. Did I write example 1 up here? I did. Sorry for my squiggly lines and not drawn to scaledness. Okay, so let's say this is my setup. If I want to know the measure of x, how many degrees is x, what do? You just do the 80 plus 18, right? X has to equal the sum of the 2 remote interior angles, so x would have to be 98 degrees. Is that the only way to get there? No. If you don't remember that theorem, you have a triangle, right? You could do 80, 18, and what? Add up to 180, find that angle, and then go, oh, I know that's a straight line, so those have to equal 180, and subtract from 180 again. You're just doing extra work, okay? The whole point of this theorem is to simplify your life so you don't have to do extra work. So you're welcome to do it either way. It's just less work to do it this way, okay? All right, so what about this one? If this is 124, this is 59, and this is y. How can you set that one up? Right. This time you're going to subtract because the exterior has to equal the sum of the two remote interiors, right? So 124 has to equal 54 plus 9. So you're just going to take away that 59, and you're left with 65 for angle Y. Okay. Questions on that? Okay, and keep in mind, if you can't remember the setup, check it with something that you do know. You know that these form a straight line, so this would have to be, what is that, 56 degrees, right? And now you have 3 angles in a triangle, and what do you know about 3 angles in a triangle? They have to add up to 180, so you could do it that way as well if you don't remember the theorem. Okay? Questions?